Hi, this is Steve Kodad. I want to share with you one of the things that I feel has really made a big difference in my life. I started doing this particular thing many years ago, and I want to share it with you today. The idea is what I would call the morning ritual. And I believe that a lot of people make this one of the biggest mistakes of their day and of their life, not having a morning ritual. If you define ritual, you get this: a religious or solemn ceremony consisting of a series of actions performed according to a prescribed order. I'm not real crazy about that. I do like the term prescribed order, though. So we might want to replace ritual with the idea of a routine. A routine is a sequence of actions regularly followed, a fixed program. And that is what I'm going to be advocating to you in this presentation. Starting the day in a very positive way has a powerful, powerful connection to what happens the remainder of your day. According to a poll of more than 1,000 people, it found that respondents who stuck to a strict morning routine earned a whopping $12,500 more per year than those who did not do that, who had a casual approach. Meanwhile, it found that those respondents who reported lower than average salaries said that they spent their time in the morning checking email or scrolling through social media. 95% of our society sadly settle for much less than their best. And I don't think that's what you're looking for here. You don't want to settle for less. But how you wake up each day and your morning routine dramatically affects your level of success. And this has been studied so many times. Until you dedicate time each day to developing yourself into the person you need to be to create the life you want, success sadly is going to be an ongoing struggle, an ongoing battle. Most people just react to what comes their way and never do much planning. Many of their days don't differ much either. The same old thing every day. So committing to personal development in the morning gives a positive, motivational kickstart to each day when you decide to perform a consistent morning routine. There are 6 common activities that a lot of people do choose: meditation, affirmations, journaling, visualization, reading, and yes, exercise. But you don't have to do every one of these items, but you need to start planning out at least your first 20 to 30 minutes every morning. And you'll find out it'll really have a big effect on your performance. It is best. It is best if you stay in a sequence that you just follow every day. And if you do that, it becomes a habit that you almost don't think about. And that's really what we're looking for here. So an example of a morning routine that's in a sequence could be like this. You get up at 6 a.m., same time each day. Yes, Saturday and Sunday also. You drink a glass of water, which is something I do immediately. You brush your teeth, you head outside and maybe walk for a half mile. You come home, meditate for 5 to 10 minutes. You write in your journal for a couple of minutes. You take a shower. You dress in the clothes that you've laid out the night before so you don't have to be stressed out about it. You eat a healthy breakfast. Then you jump in your car and listen to some soothing classical music on the way to work. You're under control. One of the most crippling things in our society and really around the world is that we continuously relive our past. We carry stress, fear, and worry from yesterday into today. And if you are to move beyond your past and transcend your limitations, you must stop living out of the rearview mirror and start imagining a life of limitless possibilities. The average person takes life one day at a time and has no higher purpose beyond merely surviving. Most people just focus on getting through the day, taking the path of least resistance. They come home, they're glad they just survived the day. They kick back and maybe just start drinking or eating something that they prefer that they didn't. And sadly, getting nowhere, no improvement. So every single thought, choice, and action is determining who we are becoming. Your level of success in every area of your life will rarely exceed your level of personal development. Are you doing anything to get better? And you need to have a sense of urgency, or you will never get around to improving your life. Now matters more than any other time in your life, because it's what you are doing today that is determining who you are becoming, and who you are becoming will always determine the quality and direction of your life. You have to be willing to commit. You have to be willing to commit at a level you probably have never committed to before. The reality is, if we don't change now, our life is not going to change. If we don't get better, our life's not going to get better. And if we don't consistently invest time into our self-improvement, our life will not improve. Most of us wake up every day, do the same old, and stay the same and wonder why. So consciously decide every night to actively and mindfully create a positive expectation for the next morning. The last thing we think before bed is the first thing we think the next morning. Make it a positive thought. This is waking up your motivation level. So plan the morning and do the plan every morning. And the following slides, as you can see, are from a really great book called The Miracle Morning. And I highly, highly think you should take a look at that. Hal came up with this idea right here, which I really think is great, that every one of these letters actually represent a particular activity that should be part of your morning routine. S is for silence, for example. And I think of it as meditation or focusing on my breathing. A is for affirmations. You should have one or two affirmations that you constantly use. Visualization. Visualize what you really want that day, that week, that year. Exercise. Sadly, you're going to have to get out and move. You're going to have to move yourself. And whether it's just a walk, which is just fine, or you go to the gym, you want to make it part of the habit. Reading is for R, and you don't have to read for a long time every morning. You could be reading some particular positive quotes, or you could read a beautiful poem. We're only talking about a few moments. And the same with the S for scribing, writing in a journal. You're not going to be spending a ton of time. You can spend a couple of minutes just writing down some of your thoughts, where you're headed. There are many positive health affirmations that you can choose from. I'm going to just give you a few here. My health is improving every day. You have a health problem, This might be a very good one for you to keep throwing out there so that your subconscious actually hooks into it. I'm feeling better and better each day. Total health and healing is my reality. My mind feels calm and peaceful. That's a real good one. I certainly like using that one when I'm getting into a car and having to drive when there's an awful lot of traffic around. But there are so many other affirmations. It doesn't have to be for health. There is nothing to fear. I already have everything I could ever want or need. Contentment is a real powerful aspect of somebody's life. I am creative, smart, and talented. I am grateful for all that I am, all that I have, and all that I experience. Again, you don't have to have multiple affirmations, but a couple that really rev you up every day are something that could be very helpful to you. Here's a routine that I attempt to follow each day, and I'm pretty good about it. I wake up probably to you in an ungodly hour, around 5:30 to 5:45 every day of the week. I then drink a cup of coffee and watch the local news. I take my dog for a walk every day. I meditate for at least 5 to 10 minutes and visualize what I want to take care of that day. I eat a healthy breakfast. I start off, I think, correctly with what I'm putting into my mouth. I take a shower. I go to the gym or take another longer walk at a park. A park is a real important aspect of what I do. I really think nature has a tremendous influence on my positive thoughts. And then I come back and creatively work on my latest task. That's basically the way I start a day. But please understand something. You got to stay consistent. And with a week or two, it will start to be a habit. So you got to be consistent. It doesn't have to take lots of time. Definitely, even just starting off with 15 minutes that you've got defined and planned would be very helpful. It can then grow. And eventually, it'll make a huge, huge difference in your life, your productivity, and your overall success.